Hello, I'm Lise-Lotte. I'm coming to you from the place that I've been sewing lately, because rather than outside, because there's just so much construction noise. A few days ago, I ended up at the fabric store, which is always good because you can offer to help a family member, but it actually means you get to go to one of your favorite places, so it's hardly a thing. But anyway, it's kind of more of a gift. And I was looking for polka dots because the family was going to this concert where everybody dresses up in polka dots. So this is what I did. I cut out a triangle, and then this was on the back. This is the band. So this is the act. They're super famous. They're new. They're Canadian. They're not new to music, that's for sure. But they're kind of new to the scene, and they're really kind of blowing up everywhere. And it's kind of fun to see whether you like their music or not, kind of what that does in an AI world where there's really originality, but not only originality for its own sake, but there's talent there, right? There's skill there, and other musicians are seeing that skill and that talent, and it doesn't follow any kind of formula. So they've really taken off, and we were really lucky that they came to our city. So I was very happy to make that T-shirt. For my family member who was so excited to be there. So that was great. So then I ended up at the our local shop. Where am I? Oh yeah, here it is. And I go there for lots of things. And they had this contest. It's their 60th anniversary as a shop. And they have been in that same location since, well, I was a kid, so 60 years. I just turned 59. My mom made all of our clothes for my sister and me and herself. And dad got his own stuff, I guess. And anyway, and so there was this really fun thing where you got a bag of zippers, 6 zippers for 60 years with a little thing. And we talk about this actually in our podcast that's coming out next week. Beth talked about it because she had been there for this, and I ended up at the fabric shop because of this other fabric, so it was great. So then the invitation was to make something with one of the zippers. And I haven't made a little zippy pouch in a while. And so I made this little zippy pouch with this very unlikely, no, it's not unlikely. This is from Liberty, which I love all the Liberty cottons, not all of them, but some of the designs are just like, oh, that's so good. And if you don't know, you should look it up. Liberty is a really old shop in London, Regent Street, and I've been there quite a number of times. And my mom had been there before me. It's been there a really long time, and they were known for just that sort of quality of their cottons, their design, and they would have like scarves and things like that. Their store has changed quite a bit since then, but yeah, since the first time I was there when I was, I guess, 15 or something. But anyway, so I made this little, and this was with the zipper. And then in the store, they have this, it's really clever actually. They have like little things that you can get, that you can pick up for free and make them. So I did. I picked this up, and then it has a pattern on the back, like clever, right? Because it's, for photocopying and everything. So I cut it up, and then I had to actually put it together like a puzzle to see what the instructions were. And this one I just got today, actually. So that's why I'm showing you that. And so it's for a strawberry. And so I made this little strawberry with the inside of the little zippy pouch. And it has, let's see if I can hold it so you can see it. And it has the little top of the strawberry. Now, when I went back to the shop, because the invitation is to make something with the zipper, bring it back, and if you're one of the first 60 people, which I was, you will get a beautiful bag with an extremely generous number of things inside the bag, as a like very generous, like $75 value. I'm sure it's more actually, of things and if you're one of the first 60 people who've done that. So I did that today. And so I brought this little one. I just think she's really cute. But the ones that I saw in the store, and I'm just saying this to you now, should you be seeing this from Victoria, I said, oh, my little linen, because I thought, oh, I'll just make it out of the linen. It's kind of curving up like that. So what the one in the store has been made to do is, first of all, I cut this out by hand. I don't have a Cricut, but you can do it with a Cricut. And that one had double. So the stars were like, the stars were placed like there'd be another pin, there'd be another part there. And so it's a double. And the person had made it also with a stiffener in the fabric. So that's why it looks different, in case you go there and you wonder. And I stuffed it with, I thought, oh, I've got roving and stuff, but then I thought, oh, I'll just use all the remnants. So I had remnants. So in here are all the remnants that I used for making the bag, and all the little bits of thread and everything like that. So there it is. And I did initially have it tied onto, can you see this? I hold it here. I had it tied onto the very end with just a piece of this thread, but there is a slight hole in this, and I had remembered that from before. So if you're going to do this, I would suggest you go to the next, can let me see that little hole. Yeah, that you go to that next little hole. That's where I've done it from. And then I've done it with embroidery floss just to make it a little bit thicker and stronger, because it actually, when I brought it into the shop this morning, it fell off. So I'm glad I happened to notice it was on the floor. So anyway, that was a really fun little thing to do. And in creativity, it's such a thing where I think you need to be open to just playing. And I think that this is what this was really about, was just really playing. And when I got all of these wonderful things, some of these, I won't show you all of them, but there's like just all kinds of fun stuff, pins. I have a friend who does a lot of denim stuff, so I'm going to give her this. And this, oh yeah, and I wanted to show you 2 pieces of fabric, 2 fat quarters. And this is, it's sort of funny, because when I think of Buttons and Bows, this shop, I think it kind of takes me back to my childhood, because the door obviously is in the same position. You come into the place, it's like the same location, right? And the store hasn't expanded at all. But it's gone over, there have been a number of iterations with different owners and so on. So it's looked different over the years. And now it is this absolutely vibrant, fun place where, like, there was a woman this morning who she walks in, there's an adorable baby in the little stroller. She's pushing the little one. This is mom. She's next door at the hairdresser, or hairstylist, but her hair was all in pin, was all done up, and she's waiting for whatever to happen. And she's wearing, like, the smock and stuff that you do with hairdressers. And so she's trying to keep the little one happy. But she was also keeping herself happy, because she was looking at this fabric to make a quilt with. And then there were lots of where everybody's talking to the baby and making raspberry sounds to the baby. It's just happy little baby. But it is the thing, and I always say this, is that when you are completely yourself, like this little baby, and clearly like the mom, you make other people happy just by being yourself. The baby is not doing anything but be a baby. And all the smiles and all the laughter, it was so good. And there were people shopping together and deciding on different fabrics together, and people on their own. And I had some other things that I was going in for another project that I'm doing. So it was good. But anyway, I'm showing you this. I don't know if you watched Mr. Rogers. It was an American show, and came here to Canada, and it was a children's show, and he really talked about kindness, and he spoke to children in a way I was used to being spoken that way from my mom and dad, but a way which was respectful of how much children take in and how much they learn. And he just had a beautiful way of addressing big things, um, because children can handle all of that, and put it in the language that children can handle. And yeah, so he was a really neat there. And I know there's a documentary, or was it a documentary, or it was a movie or something, like it was like not fiction, but it was like really about him. And I've been meaning to watch it. It's been out for a few years and I haven't, but I should at some point. I'm not really a movie person, but that would be one to watch. Anyway, so that's also what came in this little swag bag with all these things. Oh yeah, look at how pretty are these. So cute, right? Anyway, and um, I also got, because one, like some of the people, 1 in 5 or 1 in 10, I can't remember, would win a cutting mat. Look at that. That was me. So this is a perfect size for when you're, well, for anything really, but I have a really large one and I have a small one, which I no longer use for fabric because I've also used it for so many other things. It's become my paper one. It's just a mess. It's got glue on it. It's really great. Anyway, and I've had it for years, but to have this, just fantastic. So that was a very, very generous and wonderful gift, which I really appreciate. And, I just wanted to talk about that today, of like, the idea that somebody had with this, you know, um, with this envelope of zippers, and with her business, six and 60 years and so on. And when I got there this morning, um, almost all of the swag bags are finished, but you can still, by the time you see this, there should still be some. But I would, if you've made your zippy thing or whatever you've done with your zipper, it doesn't have to be a bag, anything with a zipper, I would go right away, because they were almost out. And they were also thinking, like, how great is it that it has like just a zipper, like 6 crazy zippers, like they're different colors, and they're like, I mean, I used the white one because I was trying to match it up with the inside fabric, but I was going to use the purple because that's a nice size zipper for that. But then I lost it. I lost it when I was putting things together, and then it turned out it was under some fabric. But like just something like this can be so inspiring to people who are creative, and that it's just kind of a fun thing, not a contest. There's no competition. There's none of that ridiculousness. This is actually about creativity, and it's actually about having fun, and it's about your own thing. There's no comparison. Like, it's just healthy, right? Like, it's just good. It's just, I mean, competition can be healthy too, but I don't think so for creativity. And so, yeah, it's just a wonderful kind of gift in a community. And I just wanted to kind of show you that, because it was sort of fun how one thing, one piece of fabric, one thing that's where I said, oh, I could do that, da da da, and I'll go and look for the polka dots. Um, and then led to something else where somebody and a group is just very much original and creative, and are really being admired for that kind of creativity and talent and so on. And then somebody like this, also a business owner who's clearly very good at all of this, of sharing in a very generous way an idea and these zippers. And then it sort of, it snowballs in the most beautiful of ways, right? And I think that is such a lovely thing, such a lovely example, um, when we're looking at how can we build communities, how can we have people feel less lonely, how can we have people feel that the things that they make have some meaning, or the things that they do in their life have some meaning. And as I always think about, is that it I'd had so much fun making this. And I will attach the YouTube video that I watched to do this, because I had forgotten how to do this, as it's been a few years since I've made a zippy pouch. And all of that is I had felt that way, and it after I finished this, and it doesn't matter what this is. Like if this is perfect, it doesn't matter. If this is, if I've made a mistake, it doesn't matter. The fact is that I sat down with my little best friend here that we've been together for years and years and years, this Singer sewing machine. And it's the only sewing machine I have. It goes forward and backwards. It doesn't do zigzag, nothing fancy. And I love it so much. And I love the sound of it and the little, all the things. And it's modern. It has a light. Anyway, and afterwards I could feel that I was more centered. I could feel that I knew that I'd had fun because I was like looking at I had to get different fabrics together to see like what am I going to make it with. And your body doesn't care what you've made. It doesn't matter if you've made a mistake. It doesn't matter if it's simple or complicated. It doesn't matter if the little thing comes up at the end. The fact is your body doesn't care what you make, but it cares that you make. And I think that that is a really kind of important reminder of how simple something can be. And sometimes the invitation comes from maybe an idea on your part that you could do this, but then following it along with an invitation from somebody else, and it just kind of happened that way. And so it's just I think it's a lovely reminder in a creative life to be open to these kind of opportunities and to have fun and to be playful, because that's really what we all need actually, and that's what our bodies need in order to be healthy and centered and all the good things, being present in the moment and all the things. So that's what I would say. And one of the things that is helping me be present in the moment are my sweet peas. You can see some behind me here. And I'm sitting with this scent, and I just absolutely love these sweet peas. I know I've shown sweet peas before, but this is a vase that I had made with porcelain, anyway, at a friend's house. And yeah, and I wanted it to be kind of more open and kind of done anyway, so this is what I had done. But um it's not really about the vase, it's really about the scent that I'm sitting here with, and the fun that I've had from really just like really making a strawberry. Like really, that was really fun. I saw it on the counter and I thought it's so cute, so I'm so glad I've made it. It will not be the last one. And yeah, so I hope that you are finding something this summer which is fun, playful, light, and that you follow some of that curiosity and let your creativity lead you in, big ways, small ways, whatever it is, and that you just can enjoy that and be in the present moment and have fun. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. I would love to know if there's something that you're doing this summer that is particularly playful, or that you have been invited along to something like these zippers invited me along, and to make something. I would love to know about it. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for commenting. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. So thank you so much. And I wish you peace on your path.